Hello and welcome back to Big Fish Little Fish Aquatics. Today I'm going to share with you the fish that I have actually chosen to stock my saltwater aquarium and what you would need to do in order to acclimate them to their new home. Now, for anyone that's new to this series, this is actually the final instalment of how to set up a saltwater aquarium, and a link is in the description below for the first two videos. So, my new fish arrived in the post, and getting new fish for me is like being a child at Christmas morning. I don't know who I'm kidding, but I'm still like a child at Christmas morning. And you may notice I'm actually wearing blue gloves, and this is because my fish was shipped at the start of the coronavirus outbreak, and even then I was being cautious. So I always make the room as dark as possible to not stress the fish, and I carefully open the packaging. So when I get sent tropical fish in the post, the first thing I do is check the heat packs just to make sure that they're still warm. And I also make sure that they haven't landed on top of the fish bags, as you don't want any additional stress happening to the fish, and you know whether you need to rush them into your aquarium or not. So I gently remove the bags and then I place them into the aquarium to temperature acclimate. Now, before the fish were actually shipped to me, I asked the breeder for their specific water parameters, and that's so that I could get my water as close as possible. And you notice here that I'm not actually worrying about quarantine, as they're the first fish going into this aquarium. So after about 15 minutes of temperature acclimating, I opened their bags and started to drip acclimate. But unfortunately I didn't have a kit available, so I had to do this the old school way by adding 50 millilitres of tank water every 5 minutes using my pipette for the next hour. So now that the fish have been acclimated to their new water, I poured the water through a net into a bucket. And this is so that I don't introduce any of the nasty ammonia-rich water which is in the bag to the aquarium. And then I popped them into the tank. I left the lights off for the rest of the day to allow them to settle in. And then the next morning I turned on the lights, and both are doing absolutely great. Now, these fish are black ice snowflake Ocellaris clownfish, and they are stunning, don't you think? They are both juvenile at the moment, and hopefully will pair up once they mature. Now, to make sure they settled in, I gave them some food. Now, I use Vitalis Platinum Marine pellets, and at first they didn't take to the food, but as the days went by they started chowing down. Now that both have settled in perfectly, what I'll do is I'll keep you up to date on their progress, but for now I'll leave you with some footage of when they first arrived. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date on these beautiful fish.